Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua B'Hashem, Rukah Kodash. And I'm going to entitle this a correction on Sister Juhu Dija purposely tried to slander and sow discord on TikTok. But first off, I wonder what her real name is, because there's no J in the Hebrew. So you got a J over here, you got a U, you got an E, and then you got an or Ja. Is right. The AH is right, but there's no E's in the Hebrew. There's no U's in the Hebrew. There's no J's in the Hebrew. So this is the video that the elder Malcolm, just the head man of the head elder of GMS Chicago. So I listened to the whole video, very short video, not even 13 minutes long. And he made a slight mistake, but I'm sure he'll see it. So I'm just saying it like it is. And he's not going to get emotional. Well, wait a minute, we all make little slight mistakes concerning this particular subject. And let me let you hear it. And this woman right here, if she got a problem, she should get with sister. What's her name? Shada, Napash Shada. She broke it down. She said that that's true what the GMS men said. So she should get with her. She should get with her. And she'll break it down to you, because I'm not going to break it down to you. And then this woman said, I got to be careful if I'm going to join one of these camps. Well, first of all, you can't join GMS camp because women are not allowed in the GMS camp. The GMS camp is only open to men. We don't have children that come in. We don't have a daycare. We don't have a building. We just go out, we meet, we speak, and that's it. And we do videos during the rest of the week. So ain't no sisters going to be around us. We don't have sisters in the camp sitting down on beach chairs playing with their kids, okay? Because anything can happen out there. You saw what happened between IUIC and IUCBK. What if they had kids out there and women? Some of them kids and them women would have got hurt. So this is a war, but it's a spiritual war. But physical things do happen, So anyway, I'm going to go right to the point. And so listen up.
That could be a great example of the wife that is hated, all right? Because now he's like, damn, stuff where I don't even like her. I wish I'd never taken her that day. Well, too bad, right? And if she did cry out, according to the Bible, when he raped her, then he gets put to death. That is the law, right? So this woman, sure.
Okay, it almost went past me. I'll let you hear it again. Listen to it one more time. And I'm pretty sure he there was a slip of the tongue, not the heart. So I'm just covering it, just recovering it. Let's listen to this again. I'm at 11 minutes and 52 seconds in.
That is hated, all right? Because now he's like, damn, I'm stuck with her. I don't even like her. I wish I'd never taken her that day. But she didn't cry out, and he was forced to pay it. And if the first son be hers, that was hated, and then it goes into the breakdown. And just because you don't really like this wife and you're married to her, and what wife might someone hate? One that he was forced to stay with because he went on into her, and she didn't cry out. He took her, but she didn't cry out, and he was forced to pay a dowry to her father. This is in the scriptures, all right? For the grape, he was forced to pay a dowry, all right? And now he has to take care of her all of his days, all of his life. There's no getting around it. She has to be taken care of. That could be a great example of the wife that is hated, all right? Because now he's like, damn, I'm stuck with her. I don't even like her. I wish I'd never taken her that day. Well, too bad, all right? And if she did cry out, according to the Bible, when he raped her, then he gets put to death. That is the law.
Yeah, he just went off on that. If she did cry out, if she's not engaged or married and she didn't cry out, they both got put to death. If she cried out being engaged or married, he got put to death. She didn't get put to death. But if she's not engaged or married to a man, um, and he grabbed her and she screamed, the same thing would apply, that he would have to pay the father, 50 shekels of silver, and he can't put that woman away. And then the hated part, one hated, if a man have two wives, one hated and the other loved, that means the woman could get old and out of shape and you ain't feeling it no more. You know what I'm saying? So, but if normally it's the first wife that gets old. You get another woman, she's younger, her body's still there, her body's haven't been broken up, and you just get tired of the first wife. Well, that was really for the son. If they both have a son, if the first son of you that come out of you is from the wife that you hated, he still gets the inheritance over the son of the wife that you love. So that's what that means. But anyway, saying this again, if the rape thing is if a woman that's not engaged or is married to another man, whether she cry out or don't cry out, the man doesn't get to death, get put to death because she cried out. The only way he gets put to death if she cried out because she was either engaged or married. So that's what it means. Because see, let me do this. Now you force me to go into the scriptures. So, and for you niggas out there, so you GMS guys, so you get on us, but you won't even get on your own man. Well, I'm getting on my own man right now. And if I went off, I would love him to get on me. You understand? And one brother, I said something. I said that he broke down something wrong, and he came, and I'll tell you who it is. It was the elder Manat Zakbar. As soon as I said it, he came right on the thing. He said, "I stand corrected." Not minutes after I said that, he said, "I stand corrected." He didn't get, well, Tahar, you wait a minute, Tahar, you got to go into it. We're gonna have a sit down. No, he read it himself, and I forget what it was over. I forget what it was over, but he came back and he said, "I stand corrected," and that's the way you're supposed to be, man. That's the way. Be like the Church of Berea. So where was I gonna go? Okay, Deuteronomy 22 is what the elder went into. You know what I want to do? Let me go to what is it? Is it Leviticus or Exodus? Let me try Leviticus. Leviticus 22. I always get them. It could be 21. Okay, Sunday rules of the priest. That's not what I want. Let me do this. Let me come on back to 21. Okay, it's got to be, it's got to most likely be Exodus. Exodus 20. Let's try 21. Let's try 22. Okay, Exodus 22. Property rights. Why does it say in the headline property rights? There's laws concerning things that you own, and that includes people. Now, as we read down, you're going to read about in the law that a Hebrew man that has a daughter can sell his daughter to another Hebrew man for a price, for silver. And this man that purchased this Hebrew Israelite man's daughter, he can decide to just let her be a servant. He can decide to, pop her, and then she becomes the status of his wife. Her status is risen because now he done popped her, and that's his wife now. They showed you that a perfect example. If y'all saw the movie 12 Years a Slave, when they went to the other plantation and you had the black woman, she was the mistress of that plantation because the white slave master fell in love with that woman and married that woman. So guess what? She was no longer a slave, even though she was a black woman, an Israelite woman. She was raised up onto the status of this guy's wife. So she became the man that owned the property was the master, and the woman, which was a so-called black woman, she was the mistress. That's a female master. That's why she was sitting out there drinking mint juleps, talking shit, because she was above all them other slaves, and that happened back there in slavery, man. Where you think Esau got it from? He got it from the scriptures. So if a Hebrew man, hear me now, if a Hebrew man, Israelite man, in the law sells a daughter, a beautiful daughter, to another Hebrew Israelite man for a price, it was usually silver, she had no say to the matter. Now, what if he said, I'm going to make you my woman? And she said, no, I don't like you. You're too old and you don't look all that good. He took it. This is what you niggas don't understand. You niggerites. You know 3 scriptures and you think you know the Bible. You don't know the law. Got a certain group saying keep the law. They don't even know they don't even go by the law. They don't even know shit. 90% of the law. The fuck they talking about? See, this is why you can't have women come into camp, because guess what they're gonna bring with them? They're gonna bring their baggage. And what is the main piece of baggage that they're gonna bring? Is their emotions. Their goddamn emotions, man. Just like all you men out there in them different camps came up against us because you got caught up in your emotion, because a lot of you were raised by your mother. Them niggas, I done met niggas that had muscles on top of muscles, and you hang around them enough, they act like bitches, man. Not all of them, but a lot of them. They'll still cry. Oh, that woman left me. Here this nigga got muscles on muscles, and this nigga crying because his woman left him, you know? He getting all emotional. Not saying you can't get emotional if you really was into a woman, but you have them big muscle bound Negroes that a lot of them guys are like their mothers, man. A lot of them guys get caught up in their, like you talk about their mom. You said, nigga, you said what about my mama? This nigga got emotional, man. You can talk about my father all you want. Oh, when a nigga make it to the NBA, he drafted or whatever, his father wasn't in his life. His father kind of seen him here and there, but he was raised up by his mother. And basically, the mother basically kept you because you're a fucking meal ticket, man. You got more money. The government gave you more money. Like I remember Shaquille O'Neal, when he came in the money, he was drafted. First thing he did, he brought his mama a house. And there was a commercial of his father on the phone talking to him, but that really wasn't even his father. That was his stepfather. So I looked up looked up to his stepfather as his actual father. And I don't know how much he did, what he did with his other father, but I know in the beginning, his father, most of you niggas that are in the sports, you don't give your fathers nothing because they didn't give you. But guess what? I don't care if the nigga wasn't in your life. You still got to take care of him and honor him because he's your father. All right? So a lot of y'all get caught up in fucking emotions, man. Okay, I want to go right to the point. Mind you, it says property rights. A woman is a property in the ancient world. Now, if somebody in the camp, just like the elder Malcolm said, if somebody in GMS takes a woman, rapes or whatever the case may be, and says, "Well, y'all taught me that. We never taught you that. We said that happened in the ancient world," and we would kick. I said, "Look, nigga, you on your own, man. You got to deal with this shit on your own." Let me go right to the point. Bear me for a minute. Okay, it might be under sundry laws. I hadn't gone through this in a while. This is why the scriptures say, study to show thyself approved. If we were wrong, we would say, you know what? We here at GMS, we were wrong for saying that. And we ask you that, we ask that you forgive us and we apologize. No, we stuck to our guns. Okay, let me see. Okay, this is where I said sundry laws, meaning different laws. It says Exodus 22, verse 16. And if a man entice a maid, that's what these guys are saying. Deuteronomy 22 is talking about if you rap to her, if you entice her. Well, okay, if that's the case, why would it be written here too? Because it doesn't mean that. What was said in Deuteronomy 22 is completely different from what is being said here in Exodus 22, verse 16. Let's read it. And if a man entice a maid that is not engaged, betrothed meaning engaged, and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. Let's look up the word entice. Let's look up the word entice. I'm talking in the past when I dealt with women, I went to the club or whatever. Guess how I got women? I enticed them. I told them what they wanted to hear. And I had a timetable that I would have to get, with this woman. I had a timetable. And if you're taking too long, I'm moving on. And there's one chick I waited a whole month. That's a fucking lot for me. I waited a whole month in order to get it. But she looked so good. I said, let me just hold out. Let me hold out. You see? Anyway, anyway, anyway. Yeah, that chick was so fine. A couple of the brothers from One West saw that chick and they said, man, did you see that? You see that chick that the hog got? You see that chick the hog got? That's a whole nother video. And it's the same chick that said she found out I was an Israelite. She said, you one of them? I said, yep. And then she said, I saw you guys speaking and you're cursing, eating my woman out, and she kissed your feet. And I promised to myself I'll never deal with a black Hebrew Israelite. And here I am with you. She said, pull over. I want to leave. And I said, oh, I guess this is over. And she called back. I guess she thought about it. That's some funny ass shit. Anyway, entice, right? Entice, deceive, persuade, flatter, allure, enlarge. That means to what's the term? Goddamn. Embellish. A silly one. You start telling the right things, you start giggling. That means you in there. You get her to start laughing. That means you in there, right? So that's what that means. It says to be spacious, be open, be wide. To be, we say this. He said, "Yo, that girl, that way that chick is looking at you, man. She open. She open." And so you look back at her and you go, you want to dance, this, that, and the third. It says to be to be spacious or open or wide. That girl open. To make spacious, make open, to make open, to get her to put her guards down, It says to be simple, entice, deceive, to be open-minded, be simple, be naive, because you might be playing on her naivete. All right, to be enticed, be deceived, to be deceived, be gullible. So what is that talking about? This man is usually an older man in the ancient world talking to a younger Israelite woman that might be 12 years old or 13 years old. So he was just, you know, you're very beautiful, you know. And she's looking at her sisters that are older than her with men, and she dreams about being with a man. And then, oh, this is an older man, and this, that, and the third. And they showed you that in the movie Selena. When she saw they were on the tour bus, if y'all saw that movie Selena, when she was a girl, she discovered boys because she saw some Mexican guy kissing on some Mexican chick, but they were like young lovers, right? Teenagers or whatever. And she saw that, you know, she saw that. If y'all remember the movie, and so she started thinking about, you know, I can't wait till I get a boyfriend, you know, and that's how it happened. You brothers, I'm having fun here. Hey, when I was 10, hey brother, when we were like 10, 11, 12, we were after the little girls, the girls that were our age. And you didn't do nothing. You didn't have sex with them, but you would rub up on them and, you know, go behind the bus and kiss them and all that. In other words, so this guy that's older, you're a beautiful woman. And then she gets so open because she's a little girl. All she knows she's a little girl, right? Her mother just told her what the birds and the bees were represent. You know, her voice, you know, she started growing breasts and started getting the shape. And then, oh, she got her first period, but they supposed to tell you in the ancient world, they tell you, look, you're going to get a period. They tell you that. And then you're going to get a man and your father, he's working on, he's going to get you to get with, with this other Israelite man's son. Y'all the same age, so y'all going to get together. And the woman was like, what? Like the original Coming to America. What do you like? Whatever you like, that's how you got to be. And that same chick would do that too. She would do that. I said, what you want to do? She said, whatever you want to do. I said, what you want to eat? Whatever you want to eat. But she's a, you know, but she sounded just like the chick, right? So anyway, let me get off of that. Okay, so this is what it means. Entice. That's what it means. So this is not, you're not forcing a woman in this particular scripture right here. You're not forcing her. You're enticing her. You're telling her what she wants to hear. Let's look up the word maid. Let's look up the word maid. Now, the Hebrew word there is bathwala, which means a woman that has never been touched by a man. It says virgin, maid, and maiden. See, that's why you got these knucklehead ass Christians talking about, well, Mary was a virgin. Well, if you go to the Old Testament and you read the prophecy in Isaiah, the word there is virgin. But when you go to the Hebrew, the word there is not bathwala. The word there is ayalama, which means young woman of marriageable age. Now, in the New Testament, in the book of Matthew, when you look up the word virgin and you go to the Greek, what's the word? The word there is the word there is damn, what is it? Perthenos. Perthenos. As a matter of fact, let's look that up. Let's look that up. Let's go to Matthew. Matthew 1. Okay, let me come here. Bear me for a minute. Bear me for a minute. It's at the 23rd verse, Matthew 1, 23 verse, 23rd verse. Behold, a virgin shall be with child. That's as a world called baby Jesus, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel. Nobody, give me a record of any time somebody called him Emmanuel. They ain't call him Emmanuel. That's just an omen omen. Nobody called him Emmanuel. It just Emmanuel means God with us, the power with us, which being interpreted is God with us. I'm now Allah. The Allah is God. I'm now is with us. Now is us. So let me do this. So let me click on the word virgin. And the word there is Parthenos. There's a term called Parthenos Genesis, which means virgin birth. That's what these knucklehead Christians teach. Now it says Parthenos. Let's see what it means. A virgin, a marriageable maiden, which they went off on that. A woman who has never had sexual intercourse with a man. That's Parthenos. Parthenos. A marriageable maid would be in Isaiah, Bathwala. Or I'm sorry, Ayalama, or Ayalama. And you know what I'm gonna do? Let me do this. So they went off on that. I should go to the commentary. You know what? Let's go to the commentary. Let's see what the commentary says. Let's see what the commentary says, because they might say say it the right. They might break it down the right way, because they are scholars. Let's see what it says. Okay, let me check Cambridge Bible for Schools and Colleges. A virgin shall be with child uh, uh, properly according to the Greek text and to the original Hebrew. The virgin shall be with child and shall bring forth a son, and they, Hebrew, she, shall call his name God with us. See Isaiah 7 and 14. Let's see if they correct this. Let's see if they say the word in the Greek for virgin shouldn't be there. The historical crisis was this: Ahaz is alarmed by the threat, the threatened invasion. What am I doing? The hell did I get this? Okay, yet a sign is given. She who is now unmarried, and the word there should be Ayalama, shall bear a son, probably a scion of the royal house of David. What the fuck does you mean by probably? Ain't no fucking probably. He came from the line. See, if they say probably, because they say, well, there was a virgin birth, Parthenos Genesis. Because if they said that, they would have to say that there was no such there. Mary was not a virgin. Uh, you know, and never had sex with Joseph. They got to keep that lie going. It said a scion. Scion means somebody from a royal line of the royal house of David, which he was. He shall be called Emmanuel, Amnawa Allah, and before he arrives at years of discretion, the deliverance shall come, though a heavier distress is at hand. The prophecy is distinctly messianic, right, which is Isaiah 14 and 7 and 14. But the sign in Isaiah is not concerned with the manner of the child's birth, but with the name and deliverance which should happen in his infancy. Therefore, the weight of the reference is to the name Emmanuel and to the true son of David, which he is the true son of David. So what the fuck you saying probably for? Way the fuck up here, you bunch of idiots, whose birth was the sign of his people's deliverance. Because the fulfillment is that the Messiah is going to come out of the line, out of the house of David, the lineage of David, and that he's going to be born in Bethlehem. If he was born in Nazareth, that wouldn't be, no, that's not him. He was born in Nazareth. He was born in the land of Samaria. That wouldn't be him. That's why the Pharisees said to him, he said, look, how can you be the Messiah when you were born in if you were not born in Bethlehem? And he could have told him, yes, I was born in Bethlehem, but I was raised in Nazareth. He didn't want to tell him because it wasn't for them to get this truth. So I'm going all around the world. So for you dummies out there, the only time it speaks about a woman being enticed, see Deuteronomy 22, if you entice her, if you rap to her. No, dumbass, no, idiot. Let me come back over here. And if a man entice a maid that is not engaged and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. Rap to her. If her father utterly refused, which he would be stupid, because who wants to marry her because she's already damaged goods, to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins. But the father would be stupid to do that. You'll never be able to get your daughter away. Now let me see something. Okay, this is okay, I believe that's 21. Let me come back. Bear me for a minute. But that was important too, Exodus 22. Okay, so now I'm at Exodus 21. Now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them. If thou buy an Hebrew servant, you're a Hebrew, the guy that you're dealing with is a Hebrew or Israelite, the daughter that one Hebrew gives to the other Hebrew Israelite, these are all Israelites. It says 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. So if you were, raised up in a relatively poor, well-to-do, poor, making ends meet back in Israel, because you had Israelites that were rich and Israelites that were poor and Israelites in the middle. So if you were raised in a modest house, you would go, your father would set up a meeting with another Israelite to say, my son is willing to work for you. You work for the man, the Hebrew Israelite, for 7 years. You got what's called, what Esau got today is called severance pay. But you gave him enough money where he became, after them 7 years, he's an established man. He can go get servant for themselves. It says, if he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If that's talking about the 6 years, it says 6 years, right? Serve 6 years, and in the seventh, he shall go out free for nothing. If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. So if he came in with his wife, they both go because of the sake of the man. It says, if his master, which is an Israelite, have given him a wife, meaning he purchased a woman, an Israelite woman, from another Israelite man, and he said, I'm not gonna deal with her, and my son is not gonna deal with her. But this guy falls in love with that woman and they have children. Well, that can happen. But guess what? When he leaves on that 7th year, he got to leave his wife with the master and he got to leave his children with the master. So what do you think he's going to do? He's going to stay with that master until he dies. It says, if his master be given him a wife or given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her masters, and he shall go out by himself. So you think a man's going to do that? So the best thing you do is bring your wife in with you to serve them 7 years. It says, and if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife and my children, I will not go out free. And this is what the charagma is all about. That's what we call the charagma, a digital all. See, the Most High cannot save you, even if he wanted to, because you chose to be with your master, Esau. That's what it is. That's a digital all. It goes on to say, then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door and unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. So what is it? What is it? The chip is a digital awl. It's a physical thing. 7th verse. And if a man sell his daughter to be a maidservant, there's an Israelite man selling his daughter to another Israelite man, she shall not go out as the manservants do. So once you saw your daughter, that Israelite man that purchased your daughter, so you better charge him a higher price. Give me X amount of this, you know? And well, I'm gonna read on. It says 8th verse. If she please not her master, who had betrothed her, who had what? Engaged her to himself. Look, I'm gonna marry you. If he's not pleased with that woman, then shall he let her be redeemed, purchased back, to sell her unto a strange nation. Now, sell her unto a strange nation is talking about another Israelite. He shall have no power, seeing he hath dealt deceitfully with her. And if he have betrothed or engaged her unto his son, now what if that girl doesn't like the man's son? Tough ditty. Too bad. You got to deal with him, because the man can say, you're going to be my wife. And then she's going to be put on the status of a wife. Or you're going to be my son's wife. Now, what if she didn't like the son? The son's going to take it. The son's going to take it. That's called grape. It says, if he have betrothed her unto his son, he shall deal with her after the manner of daughters. So now, when the son deals with this woman, let's say she don't like the son, he can go ahead and take it. But once he takes it, that woman becomes the status of a wife. She's no longer a servant. So the master, the father, treats her, that's my daughter-in-law, not just some old slave or servant. If he take him another wife, her food, her remnant, and her duty of marriage shall not be diminished. Meaning you're supposed to take care of her. And that shows you can have more than one woman. And if he do not these three things, then shall she go out free without money. So now when you go to Deuteronomy 22, if you grape a woman, if she doesn't scream and finds out that you raped her, you're gonna have to give the father 50 shekels of silver, and you can't cut her off. If he grapes her and she screams, he still has to give 50 shekels of silver to the father, and that woman becomes his wife, and he can't put that woman away. So that's what it means. Anyway, with that, I'm on to the next one. Shalom.